And welcome back to San Diego, people, part of our elections special series. We're going to be talking right now to Eric Bidwell. He's 25 years old and running for mayor of San Diego. Welcome, Eric.
Thanks for having me.
We want to give you this platform because I know that you're basically, as I understand it, running your campaign out of a coffee house, an internet cafe somewhere.
For the most part, yeah.
For the most part. And you're kind of proud of that, aren't you?
Yeah, I think that it's something to be proud of, not having millions of dollars to throw at it and buy the election.
What's your website called again?
Revolutionarymayor.com.
Okay. I want to read a little bit of your biography. This is the biography you wrote for us. It says, after an existential crisis at 21 years old, he decided to stop working and pursue self-education, primarily through the internet and real-world experience. This path of education led him to start a political T-shirt business, an activism-focused community website, and now a run for mayor of San Diego. I'm fascinated. What exactly is an existential crisis? Can you describe so we know if we've been through one or not?
Well, I guess an existential crisis is kind of hitting a point in your life where you're not really sure if you're doing exactly what you want to be doing. And you kind of get in some tracks in life where you're doing stuff and working a job. I'd been working a job for about 1.5 years. And when I stopped at that job, I kind of took a minute to realize what I was doing with my life, and I realized that kind of the first 3 years of my adulthood, from 18 to 21, I didn't really accomplish anything. I didn't get myself further along in life. I just kind of stayed afloat and fed myself, and so I really decided that I wanted to do something a little more with my life and really try to make a difference in the world and try to better myself and my situation and the community around me. So.
And we should tell people, this is not a joke, because you went to a lot of trouble to get signatures. You went to a lot of trouble working odd jobs just to get the fees you needed to run for mayor of San Diego. Yep. You're a serious candidate.
Yep.
What's the platform?
Platform? The primary focus is to get as many people involved in politics as possible. I feel that there's a bit of a disenfranchisement of a lot of people, especially youth and poor people, that feel underrepresented in the system, and that if nothing else, I'd like to get more of them to maybe get a little more interested in politics and pay some more attention to what's going on in our community, as well as show them that at the extreme you can actually run for office and maybe make a really big difference.
What do you think of the other candidates who are running?
Well, it's a pretty motley assortment. The mayor, I've gotten to a little bit of a better feel since going to forums with him and seeing him in person. And I feel that he's pretty genuine in what he's trying to do. I feel that he's maybe making some wrong decisions in some areas, but he's pretty genuine and he understands that you need to make some sacrifices. Steve Francis, I'm not so fond of. It seems like he's changed his platform a lot since the last time he ran, and that it might be kind of based upon trying to appeal to a larger audience, not because he genuinely feels that way. Floyd Morrow, I've had a chance of getting pretty intimately familiar with and talked with him quite extensively. And I'm pretty impressed with what he did when he was in politics years ago. He's the one that allowed me to have a picture and a ballot statement on the ballot. Back when he got into office, it was just a name. And one of the things that he was involved in is getting the ballot to be a little more robust and show people a little more about what's going on. I
mean, really, in terms of money, you are the anti-Francis, aren't you? I mean, the two of you could not be wider apart in terms of money.
Yesterday, at the Taxpayers Association Chamber of Commerce forum, he said that he's the underdog in this race. The audience laughed, and I laughed, and I can't imagine how he actually believes that he's the underdog in this race. He's outspending the mayor quite extensively and outspending me exponentially. So, how
do you get your message across? What do you do every day? Do you get up every morning, put your feet in the floor, and run for mayor?
Almost. I've been really busy with this. I mean, I haven't had a chance to rest for a couple months now. I'm doing essentially everything on my own. I don't have a staff at all. I get a little help from a couple friends and my mom on occasion, but it's essentially just me. So I'm busy keeping up with interviews and doing a little bit of research on issues and talking to people that contact me through my website, and as well as putting up posters myself and printing giant posters and billboarding my motorhome, showing up at the forums and trying to get the word out that way. Building a website, that's something that I haven't been able to put nearly as much time as I'd like into, but I'm building a website myself, and I think that's a really good way of getting the messages out there. I have links on that to my MySpace page and Facebook, trying to use the online communities to kind of virally get the word out a little bit. So I'm doing a lot.
Democracy at work. Please tell me that you do live in the motorhome. Because it'll keep the whole image for me going.
I have lived in the motorhome quite extensively over the last couple months. I've been staying with a girlfriend a little bit more. She's leaving for a thing in Chile for a couple months, so I'll probably be back in the motorhome.
Any particular beach?
Pretty soon. I usually stay around the North Park area. Yeah. It's close to the internet cafes and fast food. It's not the healthiest thing, but it's cheap and quick. Yeah. And so, though now that I have my motorhome turned into a billboard, I'm going to try to start getting that around a little more.
Park in a different place every day at least.
Especially now that it's kind of out that I'm living in a motorhome. It's technically illegal, so I should probably move around a little more than I have been.
Well, we'll give you a good head start before you leave here. What would you like people to know most about you in the last minute or so that we have? I'm Eric Bidwell, and I'm running for mayor of San Diego. Who am I?
Well, I think that I offer something that the other guys don't, and that's a freshness. I don't have the experience or the routine of politics as usual. I think that I really have the ability to look from a fresh perspective and not just do things the way they are. I'm not nearly as worried about being politically correct and not offending people, so I'm kind of able to tell it how it is and be a little more real and honest about things. So I feel that if anything I have to offer, it's a fresh perspective without having to hold back because of job security or worrying about getting elected again.
And you got up one day and decided you were going to run for mayor. Was there a crystallizing moment for you?
I think it's something that slowly developed. I've toyed around with the idea of running for president once I'm old enough. That's still 12 years away. And so when the mayoral race came up, I decided to check into what the qualifications were. And I guess I was, as soon as I looked into it and realized how, relatively simple it was to get on the ballot and run, I decided to do it.
Well, I wish you an awful lot of luck.
Yeah, thank you very much.
It's good to see you here. I think this is the first time you've actually been interviewed one-on-one on television.
Indeed.
Good. Well, now you've had all the practice you need.
Oh, thank you.
Eric Bidwell, thank you very much, and good luck to you as well. And good luck to all of you out there as you begin to make your decisions. Primary day is approaching. June 3rd is coming up. Make sure you get registered. Make sure you find out where your local ballot area is, and stay tuned to KUSI for all the latest. I'm Paul Blue. Thanks for being with us.